she actually said this morning that the gold medal is fine, but the amount of education she gets during that experience is unparalleled. And here's Duke playing Duke basketball. Thomas will put it in, a steal and a bucket. That's Duke basketball.
Duke basketball is disruptive defense. It's what they do best. Kara Lawson's defense is one of the top in the country every year, and Duke will mix it up, and you see them extending the press. They'll keep pressure on the ball as Tiana Mayer draws the assignment of guarding Joy Williams, the point guard.
Ship Davis, Williams, Napper, Fireball, and Carlson, the 5 starters for Radford. Duke, transition game. Misses at the bucket. Goes off of Donovan. It'll come back the other way as Jackson, Donovan, Mayer, Richardson, and Delaney Thomas gets the start. Kara Lawson telling us this morning, though, Debbie, that the starting lineup will be fluid.
They've got 10 players who can start. They have so much depth and experience this season. Radford team, for Coach McGuire, he said they've got to start with poise. He knew he was going to play against this length and this athleticism. They've got to limit the live ball turnovers. They have to handle the pressure and stay composed. And right now, Duke is just not letting them run their offense. 3 turnovers in a row, which gets the Blue Devils out in transition.
Right in front of Kara Lawson, Donovan diving on the floor, leading to that shot from Thomas, and she misses. Hard to believe it's only 2-0 because the Duke defense has already been so stifling, Debbie Taylor.
Oh, and you see their ability to switch on the perimeter. They're really playing, starting 5 guards out there. They're all so long. Jadyn Donovan just had a stellar freshman season. Anyone can bring the ball out up the floor. Anyone can start the break. A lot of versatility in this Duke lineup.
Mayer for 3, yes. 5-zip Duke.
It's a great pass by Donovan to find her teammate Mayer. She knocks down the long-range bucket.
What a start for Duke. An early timeout called by Radford. We're going to take a break. Basketball is back in Durham. Duke leads at 5-0. Three possessions for Radford, 3 turnovers. Their defense so spectacular last year. It's worth taking a look back at last year's D stats. They're pretty impressive, Debbie.
Always one of the top defenses in the country. You can see last season in the ACC, defensively, Duke was just dominating, limiting all but one of their opponents below their season average. They are stifling. They get in passing lanes, and they're going to keep up with this full court pressure, making it difficult to inbound the immediate trap. And for Radford, they have got to handle it. They've got to get the ball across half court. Nice job by the sophomore, Joy Williams, to handle the pressure, which opens up a wide open three. Blue Devils with the rebound.
Carlson missed the three. Duke with the rebound transition. Up and in. Richardson.
Well, in addition to being stellar on the defensive end, this Duke team is really good in transition. We got to see that last season as they got better and better, and they're all great rebounding guards, and they can all take it off the rim and start the break.
Another three, and buried from Carlson. First 3 points of the game for the Highlanders.
She's a Virginia Beach kid. She's a transfer from William & Mary. 6 transfers this year to Radford, combined with 3 freshmen. A big change in the roster as Duke goes inside to Delaney Thomas, 6'3" sophomore. She really turned it on at the end of last season, Dean. We're really looking forward to seeing great things from her this year.
Yeah, we loved how long she is in the game, but that was a Kennedy Brown post up and finish there from Thomas.
Well, that's going to be the big question mark for Duke this season. They lost their inside play. Kennedy Brown, arguably one of the best defenders in the league. She was such a rim protector as we see Duke just drive right to the basket. And then Camille Emsbo, also 6'6", 6'3", great job defending the paint. What's Duke going to do this year? Here's Ashley Jackson. She does a great job at all 3 levels. She puts it on the floor. She attacks the rim with the floater with the left. Too easy for her.
Last year's 6th Woman of the Year, Alucia Kanawa, comes into the game.
She came off the bench last season, and she brought so much energy. She played 22 minutes a game, and she led the team in rebounding. She is just energy and activity, one of the highest motors you're going to see.
Incredible. And she's 5'10", folks, and you just heard Debbie Taylor tell you she led the team in rebounding, and we were here. I mean, she was rebounding with the trees and making it look easy.
She just has that mentality that every shot is a pass to her. She follows the ball, she tracks it, and she averaged almost 10 points a game. Think about that, and only played 22 minutes. She's everywhere.
Stop and pop off the front of the rim. Carlson will get the rebound. The lead is 8 for the Duke Blue Devils.
Nice box out by Carlson. And there's Akanawa getting her hand on the ball, getting the deflection, denying the pass back. Duke just forcing Radford out of a rhythm, forcing them so far off the 3-point line and forcing them into a contested outside shot. And that's exactly what the Duke defense makes you do.
Cross-court pass. 3 is short. Akanawa, that last possession defensively, actually got her right hand on it and her left hand on it. I mean, she's just ridiculously athletic.
Radford right now doing a nice job boxing out their player. You saw Taylor Napper that last time. Take her player out, make sure she could secure the rebound. I'm sure that's something Coach McGuire really talked about in their pregame prep. You do not want to give Duke offensive rebounds in a second look at the basket.
Duke shooting 5 for 9 to start the 24-25 season. Radford 1 for 5.
And Radford just hasn't really gotten an easy look at the basket yet. Duke defense has been stifling.
5 turnovers already that Duke has caused.
Here comes Jordan Wood into the game, another sophomore. That Duke freshman class last season all got a lot of experience. Delaney Thomas coming off the flex cut, but stolen by Radford. Let's see what they can do in transition.
It was a great pass from Wood, who you just mentioned, coming into the game. 50 years of basketball underneath, and they're going to whistle Akanawa for the foul.
That's Traylor Walker attacking the baseline, getting to the rim, drawing the foul, and she'll go to the free throw line. And that's what this Radford team needs to do. They need to put some pressure on the Duke defense.
Thomas is going to come out of the game. Cable will come in.
Traylor Walker, one of 4 girls in the family that played college basketball. The older sister, Kiana, played at Virginia Tech. Ashlyn was the leading scorer for Radford last season. She transferred to Stephen F. Austin. Patience isn't here today. She's home. She didn't travel. And then here's Ashlyn. She didn't play last season. She redshirted. So this is her first game in a Radford uniform.
Good nugget. Here's Mayer. Cable. Extra pass down low, up and in. And an easy one there for Wood.
Great execution on that pin down screen. Radford's going to have to do a better job getting around and hooking and trailing on those screens. Nice solid screen by Duke. Nice execution.
Knocked out of bounds and another turnover. That's 6 now.
You can just see how the pressure is just bothering. And there's that curl cut and the extra pass. Lost the screener on that one. That's great heads up play by Reagan Richardson. She gets the assist to Jordan Wood.
Mayer to Cable. It'll be off of Radford and stay with Duke. Shot clock at 20.
It's never easy to come into Cameron and play in this environment and this just historic building, and it's exciting for an opponent who's never been here to get here. Some teams get jitters, and some players, Radford's got some transfers with a lot of experience. 2 graduate transfers. Kate Carlson's played a year of college basketball. And there is Reagan Richardson over the outstretched arms of Carlson, knocking down the 3.
It was Toby Fournier who set the pick way up high to give Richardson some extra room, and Fournier, a big-time recruit for this Duke team.
A lot of excitement around Fournier, number 10 recruit in the country, and big take on her is she can dunk, and she's only 6'2", and she's this blend of athleticism and explosiveness. Her dunk went viral on social media, so fans are ready and waiting to see the first dunk of Toby Fournier.
That will be huge for the freshman from Canada. You see Fournier defensively.
You see she's been named to the ACC newcomer watch list. I mean, at 6'2", she's just such a great blend of size, explosiveness, athleticism. She's going to add a nice inside presence for Duke as well, but she's got so much versatility to her game. Nice on-ball defense there by Reagan Richardson.
You know what she's got, Debbie Taylor? She's got the Jay Billis wingspan that he talks about all the time. I mean, she is long and lean.
And the crowd welcoming Vanessa De Jesus back in the game. She sat out last season with an injury. So excited to have her back. The only player on the roster who's played for Coach Lawson for 4 years. She's a true leader. She understands the game, and the Blue Devils often transition again, and it's Richardson who will go to the free throw line. You can see how quickly they get down the floor.
Richardson with 5 points to lead the Duke Blue Devils.
Vanessa De Jesus. There's so many point guard options for Duke, and Vanessa De Jesus comes in and she's yet another one, and she's just a steady, poised, mature force out there. She's got great experience. She's got a great basketball IQ, and you can see Reagan Richardson right now just named to the Naismith Trophy watch list, preseason All-ACC selection. Last year she was on the 2nd team, led Duke in scoring, shot 83% from the free throw line. She just got better and better as the season went on. Look at Fournier in the top of that press.
What a weapon to have.
She's got some quick feet too. Moves that 6'2" frame.
Debbie Taylor already in postseason form, pointing out Fournier at the top of the press. That's a great little nugget because of what you talked about, what she brings already. I like that move.
See, she's mobile, she can run the floor, and as you said, she's got long arms and she's got great athleticism. She's a really nice addition to this already deep and talented Duke team. And she'll get better and better as the season goes on, as she learns the schemes and the positions and her teammates' strengths and weaknesses.
A little bit of a force shot, but an outstanding rebound, and up and in there for Wood.
Jordan Wood, she only played a little under 5 minutes a game last season, but we watched her get better and better, and right now getting some significant playing time, clearly making some strides over the summer. That summer season is so important after your freshman year to improve your game. The floater.
Only the second field goal made so far for Radford, as that was Fireball.
Fireball is a transfer from Ryder. She has over 1,300 career points. She's a graduate student, and Coach McGuire is really high on her and what she can bring to the team with her experience. Here's the rebound right here going up. Look at Jordan Wood. She gets up and pulls that rebound, and then the catch, the attack, the floater, and Michaela Fireball is on the board. It's a great pull and go on the closeout. Catch and go. Try to attack the defense quick.
With the school kids here, the other thing I want to note, Debbie, is Wood, the rebound. She didn't take it down below her shoulders, got it right back up. It's a big lesson, right? Keep
that ball up. It was a really great job.
20-7, stepping into a three, front of the rim, rebounded by Duke. Duke going the other way. Jackson. Fournier, up and in, and Fournier with her first 2 points as a member of the Duke Blue Devils.
See, great footwork from in the pinch post, able to attack the rim. She's got a nice tool belt. She can do a lot of different things. We're gonna have a good time watching her play this season, Dean.
Yeah, that was not an easy shot, yet she made it look somewhat easy. And Fournier with the rebound. She can also handle the rock. Drops it to Jackson. Jackson attacks and finishes.
Nothing coming easy for Radford right now. They've gotten a couple open looks at the three. Just not able to get it to go down, and the Duke transition game is on fire.
24-7, 13-2 run right now for Duke. Down low. Wood tries to get big, but not big enough. Nice finish at the bucket coming from Stromberg.
Nice extra effort by Radford. Way to move the basketball. Stromberg, she's a 6'2" freshman out of Minnesota. Coach McGuire telling us he likes what he sees from her in preseason. She can see she can set a good screen. She's got some great size.
Yeah, she just almost knocked Wood to the ground. Jackson, Mayer extra pass to Jesus. Little pump fake. She's got the runner, and that's in. De Jesus, welcome back.
And I like how the Blue Devils are sharing the basketball right now. Great patience by De Jesus to shot fake, to create the high percentage shot for herself. And a turnover right there, right back.
Cable with the steal. Wanted the steal and the assist, but the three missing from Jackson.
Cable, yet another weapon that comes off the Duke bench, a seasoned veteran, a great three-point shooter. Just understands the defensive system that Coach Lawson runs.
Cable tries to close out on the three and does enough to distract. And really, Debbie, everybody knows Cable's a big-time shooter, but it was her defensive work that got her the extra minutes as the season went on.
Well, if you want to play for Coach Lawson, you better play some defense, that's for sure.
De Jesus, little hesitation, and a pass that looked like a foul. Fournier gets the rebound anyway, and looks like Fournier was thinking De Jesus was going to shoot it. What a great first quarter. Basketball is back at Duke. Mayer out there with Jackson, Donovan, Thomas, and Cable. Mayer will take a three, short. She'll get the rebound, follows her shot, drops it to Cable. Cable, side of the backboard, a rare miss for the sharpshooter. Haven't seen that from Cable too many times.
They're just warming up. Blue Devils are 2 for 7 from behind the arc right now, but we know how many three-point weapons they have, and when they get hot, they start going. But what's been fun about Duke so far, they've already in the first quarter played 10 players. 7 of them have scored. It just shows the versatility they have in their lineups, the different player combinations they can play, and how much depth they truly have on this 11th ranked Duke women's basketball team. And as we said, first time they've been ranked in the preseason poll in 5 years. So it's exciting. Duke basketball is back on the map.
I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction and say it will not take them long to be in the top 10. Kara Lawson had the great honor of seeing her in the U.S. Olympic team as I went to the Olympics, Debbie. Brag time for a couple weeks.
You were big time. You married well. That's exciting. It's exciting. And I know Coach Lawson just, what an amazing, it's an amazing experience as a player, but it is such an incredible experience. The coaches talk about how much they learn just being in that gym and around those just top players who just play so hard and are so smart. Coach Lawson, not her first time in the Olympics, probably not her last.
12 gold medals as a player and coach for Kara Lawson. It was a great icebreaker as I met with her just a little bit before the game, and I told her I was in Paris, and it was on after that. As she loves spending time with USA Basketball. Remember last year they played USA Basketball mid-season. I mean, not mid-season, but as part of the season. And it was a grueling part of the season, too.
Yeah, but great to have USA Basketball here in Cameron. And right there, Layla Aycock is going to get called for the foul on the box out. She caught her with her hip a little bit, but Radford continues to do a great job checking out their player, making sure they're not giving Duke second shot opportunities.
Mayer. Donovan showing a handle on the stop and pop. Everything about that was clean.
She's got such a sweet pull-up jumper, and you see Taylor Napper, the senior, doing a really nice job on Toby Fournier, pushing her off the block, getting her out of position, not letting her catch the ball where she wants.
28-11. Radford 4 for 15 from the floor as every shot is contested.
Every pass is difficult.
Dropped back down. That's a good pass. Two players close, though. Rebound for Radford. Good pull down coming from Dandridge.
Nice execution, nice extra effort by Dandridge. St. Bonaventure transfer. She's a senior as well. That experience paying off. Great interior pass and one.
A little extra pump fake. Got through one Duke player, but then Fournier was still there. They got Fournier on the foul.
That's a great pass by Firebaugh, the graduate transfer to the senior transfer for St. Bonaventure. Taylor Napper with the shot fake. She finishes, and she's on the line for the three-point play, and that was probably Radford's best possession yet. Great execution, an offensive rebound, and finish it with 3 points.
So Radford now within 14. Donovan the whole way. He does earn the whistle.
Hey, Laycock went for the big swat on that one, and you see how Duke just comes down and they immediately attack in transition. Just the handoff to Donovan in the trail, and she puts it on the floor and goes right to the rim. We're expecting some really big things from her. She was ranked the third best recruit coming out of high school. Last season averaged a little over 6 points and almost 6 rebounds a game. She had 40 blocks, really good on both sides of the ball, but her game has continued to grow.
She's already got at least one block in this game. Makes the first one. Even after a made free throw, the press is on. That's Richardson sliding her feet, keeping her hands wide. Look at that defense from Richardson. They try to back cut. Should have been a turnover.
Megan Richardson with her head on the swivel, not letting that back cut happen. I like it again. The drive, the catch, and attack.
Donovan rips it. Good pass. Fournier runs the court. Donovan with the tip. Fournier up and in and one.
And that is freshman and sophomore. Watch the speed and athleticism here of Donovan as she skies for the ball. She puts it on the floor. She picks her head up, feeds Fournier. Then she tips the offensive board, which gets it back to Fournier to finish the play. And she's going to get a chance at the free throw line. See how high Donovan can get up.
Yeah, the only one that can kind of hang with her is another smaller player, Kanawa. They both went up together, and Donovan out-rebounded Kanawa.
Duke has such great rebounding guards.
Long three-pointer. Mayer with the rebound. Duke will fill the lanes. Mayer will drop it. Fournier just a little bit too hard. She'll finish that by game 3 or 4 every time.
That's exactly right. Freshmen are just going to learn their way through the first half of the season, but I love how Fournier runs the floor.
Oh my, like a bullet right down the middle, so you know where she's going to be, Debbie Taylor.
And her teammates know where to pass her the ball, and those are the little things you start to learn with new players, where they like to catch the ball, where they're going to be. So 5 players start to play as one as they progress through the season.
32-14, Duke shooting 48%, holding Radford to just 26%. Inbounds play set. Richardson, they'll say an illegal screen on Fournier. I think that's her second.
And another part of the learning process. You know, a lot of people think the hardest position to play from high school to college is the point guard position, but I would argue it could be a post player. The game's a lot more physical down low. You've got to learn offensive positioning, defensive positioning. You've got to rebound against bigger, stronger players. But I think we like what we've already seen from Toby Fournier.
Incredible. With her second foul, though, she'll go to the bench, so they'll have Akanawa be the tip of that press. We have the best seat in the house because we can see how the press works, and then we can see how Duke runs in transition. It's clinical. A little fake right there as Mara goes down. Still missed the 3. Ripped down by Donovan. As Donovan with 3 rebounds. Feels like 30 already.
Radford's been forced into a lot of long-range shots. Credit the Duke defense, and they're just not falling right now. Delaney Thomas, sophomore from Charlestown, West Virginia. She averaged a little over 20 minutes a game last season, 5 points, 3.5 rebounds. I think we're really expecting her to have a larger impact this year.
Stromberg back into the game for Radford. Traylor Walker, number 21, also coming into the game. Kate Carlson checks back in. Thomas goes to the line. In and out. Boy, back when I played basketball, which is a long time ago, that first free throw, I always needed to make that first free throw, or you've known me well enough, Debbie, the head would shrink like right away, and it would just be a mental thing with me after that.
You see where Radford's catching the ball against the press, like right down on the baseline, and that just gives the defense an extra defender. You've got to catch the ball going towards your basket, catch it higher up the court, but the Duke pressure is making that so difficult right now. Great job by Williams to come back and get the ball. Now she'll get her team set up.
6 minutes remaining here in the second. 33-14 Duke. Steal from Thomas. Thomas has Akanawa. Thomas takes it herself, and Thomas will finish.
And that high jump switch. Thomas just comes out and just takes it away, and ball screens against Duke. They defend them so well. Radford really struggling. You watch this ball screen defense, was thinking, but this jump switch, Thomas comes out with her 6'2" frame, and she just steals the ball and is able to go coast to coast with it.
Akanawa now with 2 fouls. He's going to go out. Donovan also going to go out as Wood, who did well with her minutes early, 2 for 2 from the floor.
And Duke can just keep subbing, keep putting fresh legs in the game. They've played 10, 9 players of the 10 have scored. The minute distribution is pretty equitable. Nice back cut.
Great help though from Wood, as Joy Williams had no room to do anything. Carlson blocked by Wood, not with 1 hand, but 2 hands. Not in my house.
A little bit of a volleyball block right there as we see Carlson drive, and you can see how Wood gets her on the shoulder right away, but she makes a demonstrative block and throws that thing down with 2 hands. Knocks Carlson to the floor. She'll take that foul.
In and out.
Radford struggling from behind the arc. They're 1 for 8 from long range. They need a couple of those to go down to stay in this game. They need to make their free throws. But I like how they're attacking the basket. They're putting some pressure on the middle of the floor and getting to the rim.
Mayer out there with Richardson. Down to Thomas. Tough shot. Wood trying to get the rebound.
Thomas, another big that does a great job running the floor and getting position in transition. She had her defender pinned on her back to catch that pass.
Travel from Carlson. More. Go ahead, Debbie.
Radford with a little transition of their own. A little bit fast. Another turnover. 12 turnovers for the Highlanders right now with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Wood rolls off the screen. Wood with the left, and she's fouled. Wow, we saw signs of this play, but she is bringing it here in game number 1. Set the high screen, rolls off of it, finish, and 1 for Duke.
Blue Devils starting off the 2024-25 season with a great team effort. 9 players have already scored, and they got out of the gate in the first quarter, putting up 25 points, shooting up 26 points, shooting over 50%. A little bit slower in the second quarter, Dean, but I really like the way Duke shares the basketball. 8 assists already.
The score is 37-15. Wood, who's a perfect 3 for 3 with the and one. The high screen rolled off of it, took the contact, and with her left hand put it in. It's 38-15.
Radford's going to let Ship Davis bring the ball up. Move Joy Williams off ball, give her a better opportunity to maybe get some good looks at the basket as she comes off that handoff.
Look at Thomas.
Thomas just getting a hand on the ball. Those deflections just keep the offensive player a little more nervous. And there's Jadyn Wood, who's having a great game. We said the sophomore played less than 5 minutes a game last season, really coming out in her First game for sophomore year in Cameron, and she's going to draw the foul right there. Another great block out by Radford. That's Chip Davis, the graduate student from Longwood, putting a body on Wood.
Wood is called for the foul, but an effort foul.
Chip Davis, she had over 1,000 points in her 4-year career at Longwood, averaged almost 10 points, 4.5 rebounds a game. She's a preseason first-team all-conference pick in the Big South. This is her 6th year of basketball. And the Radford staff is really high on what she can bring to their team this season. They were picked number 2 in the preseason poll in the Big South. And last season, they went to the championship game of the tournament. And expecting, Coach McGuire really expecting some big things from his team with the influx of transfers and the talented freshman class. Radford just sticking in that man-to-man defense, switching on the perimeter, forcing that turnover, and here they come in transition. They like to push it.
Dandridge, part of the steal, gets it over to Carlson.
Good decision to bring it out and get the team set up.
Trailer Walker. And nothing but 3 there from Kate Carlson.
She came in here, no fear. William and Mary transfer in her sophomore season, her first year in a Highlander uniform. Sweet shot from the perimeter.
Donovan over to Mayer. Mayer falling away from the basket. Rebound, Richardson up and in.
Great extra effort by the senior. Said she was all ACC second team last season, Reagan Richardson. She always draws the best defender on the other team. Led Duke in scoring, over 12 points a game.
Well, and here's the deal. We talk about Donovan and Kanawa's defense, and we talk about Richardson and her scoring, but her defense is also ridiculous.
She's just like the true two-way player, right? She just really gets it done on both sides of the ball. She's a great on-ball defender, and now you have seasoned players who really understand the defensive schemes, roles, and responsibilities because they've been here a season or more. Nice back tip.
Duke lucky, though, to get it. Nobody was telling Mayer that there was still a player behind her. Now Mayer sets her feet for 3. It's a little bit short. Neither team shooting that well from long distance.
When you have 11 letter winners return, if you're Coach Lawson, it's like you're telling people what to do and they already know. It's like you've got an experienced crew. You have a couple of freshmen, but last year she had such a young team. Everything was so new for so many people, so it's got to be exciting as a coach to have a seasoned veteran team that knows what you want them to do.
So well said. 40-19. The culture has been set now in her 5th year. We talked about DeJesus, the only player that she's coached the entire time, but you can tell she is getting Kara Lawson type players, and they're going to be special.
Little horn set, double high screen. Trying to feed Delaney Thomas down low, well defended by Radford.
Jackson kind of dribbled herself into trouble there.
Radford defense doing a nice job closing up the gaps, forcing that Duke turnover. Blue Devils now with 6 turnovers, a little over 2 minutes left in the first half. Going to continue with the full court pressure. Radford with 13 turnovers. I'm sure that's something Coach McGuire will talk about, but I really think his team, after those initial couple of minutes, has kept their composure, has done some nice job executing against this pressure defense. And there we go, in the passing lanes.
Cable with the steal. Yeah, go ahead, Debbie.
I mean, just everyone on the Duke team knows they have to play defense. They get up in those lanes, and there is Delaney Thomas getting great position again, just unable to finish. It's so hard to just even make an entry pass against the Duke defense.
Cable is called for the foul as Mike McGuire, now in his 12th season, comes in at 178 and 156 at Radford, an overall record of 280 and 205.
Number 6 overall, Coach McGuire, in Big South history and wins. He's had quite a career, and he's got a long way to go. 3-time Big South Coach of the Year.
Raina Jones makes the second. The lead is 20. It's 40 for Duke, 20 for Radford. Donovan behind the back. In and out.
I love that handoff to the trail and transition because Donovan can just catch and go with that great speed and athleticism. Let's see if Radford can put another bucket down before the horn goes off.
Oh, they do. Dandridge with the 3.
St. Bonaventure transfer from Richmond, Virginia. Her family's here today to watch the game.
DeJesus not on the same page with Donovan. Turnover number 7, Debbie.
Credit to Radford defense, causing a little havoc of their own. Just moving the ball. Dandridge steps into it, knocks down the long-range shot, and the poise for Radford and the patience is starting to come along now. For Duke defense, you want to see the same level of defensive intensity for all 40 minutes. That's what Coach Lawson wants to see the entire game, no matter what the score is. Never a let up. And here's the pressure. Look at the denial. Every pass is difficult.
DeJesus. Keep an eye on Jones. There's the Richardson D. Richardson just sliding her feet. And Richardson, a shot clock violation. That was all Richardson, really.
Really good defensive possession by the Blue Devils. Coaches love those shot clock violations.
You can hear the school kids here, this 11 o'clock start, making some noise. Cable! Rolls around. Cable, the only player for Duke that has not scored yet.
Long-range shots just not falling for the Blue Devils this half. They're 2 for 10 right now. Getting good looks, though, Dean. And sharing the basketball really well. Radford's going to take this down and try to get a bucket to build their way into halftime.
A 3-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Donovan thought she had stolen that one clean.
Great effort by Donovan, though. She's going to put Ship Davis back on the free throw line. A chance to make this a 15-point game. Highlanders shooting 70% from the charity stripe on the game.
Rebound by Donovan, as Marin Wood will probably not get in. DeJesus loses it, going to the basket. Will stay with Duke with 0.9 seconds, and Marin Wood will get in.
Miss your time score stuff. We'll see what kind of under the basket out of bounds play here Coach Lawson has. This is going to be a quick tip.
Richardson can't get it off. 40-24, your thoughts on the first half?
I thought Duke got out of the gate well. I think we've got an opportunity to see their versatility.
Every time.
Every coach wants to find that chemistry, the competitiveness and the chemistry. Watch their teams come together. It's Radford trying to get Kate Carlson free off that flare screen. Well defended by Duke, but they're able to draw the foul.
So the inbounds play for the Highlanders. Troy Williams with the ball. Carlson made the cut, kind of stumbled. Good closeout by Mayer on Williams.
Duke's doing a great job covering the backdoor cuts.
Shot clock down to 5. Tough shot and swatted away by Donovan.
Nice patience by the Highlanders trying to find an opening in the Duke defense, but Donovan showing her shot blocking ability. She had 40 blocks as a freshman, so hard to score on.
Donovan, for me, and I don't know if you'll be with me on this one, Debbie, but she's got a little Dennis Rodman in her, in that she's not afraid to do what it takes. She'll leap into the air to get rebounds and save loose balls, and it's not like she's out there, you know, shooting threes all day. Of course, Rodman not the best shooter, Donovan a better shooter, but I just like her approach to the game.
She can fill up a stat sheet. She brings you a little bit of everything, as we see Taylor Napper finish that one at the buzzer, but she, you know, she contributes on both sides of the ball, and she's a great rebounder. These Duke guards are all really good rebounders, and good rebounding guards, good rebounding teams win games and they win championships. Right now, Duke up 3 in the rebounding battle. I think Coach Lawson would like to see that be more. Deflection there by Radford.
Richardson hustled, though, to get it to Thomas. Thomas gets it back. Looked like she traveled before the shot, but they're going to call a foul.
Coach McGuire's got to like what he's seeing from his defense.
Has to.
They're making Duke go later in the shot clock, contesting shots, and they're doing a better job now taking care of the ball, which was a problem right out of the gate.
Thomas will go to the line, 1 for 2. Duke 6 for 8 in the first half.
Blue Devils 2 for 10 from long range. Perhaps uncharacteristic for them, but we know once one goes down, the barrage can begin. I think that's what's allowed Radford to stay a little bit closer in this game. They've handled the pressure well.
Yeah, Radford winning the second quarter.
Takes them a little while to get it across half court, but you're taking care of the ball, limiting turnovers, and executing in the half court. Duke making it difficult. Every time someone catches, there's a Duke player right there with high hands and ball pressure. Forcing those kind of shots, contested outside shots. That's what Duke defense wants to do, and finish it with the rebound.
Duke will have it as it went off the referee. Donovan with the pass to Mayer. As close to another shot clock violation as you can get right there for Duke. They are just stifling for every second they're on D. Jackson. Oh, missed it. Donovan flying in the air, also missed kind of both bunnies there. Donovan's was tougher as she came in crashing in. Radford has got some confidence right now, Debbie Taylor.
They're just having a hard time feeding the post. They really haven't gotten high percentage looks. And there's Donovan in the passing lane, and here comes the trailing. Donovan's going to get one of those tips in. There she is. She makes it look easy. I think we're going to have a little bit of a Donovan highlight reel by the end of the season.
Oh,
pretty
my.
Impressive, and it comes so easy to her. And Blue Devils, you know, not playing as, you know, last season, that had the true back to the basket player, right, who was also just a great passer, Kennedy Brown, then a great defender, protected the rim for Duke, and now really more of a 5-guard lineup. No true back to the basket player, but it's working for the Blue Devils.
Mayer out to Richardson. Richardson a little too far on the 3. Thomas the rebound, but turns it over. Radford going to run the other way. Defense there. And Jackson, and they're going to call a block on Jackson. Or do they call the charge?
Kayla Firebar, graduate student, taking it to the basket. Great job by Ashlyn Jackson to get back there and get her feet set. Duke ball.
So Wood back in there. As Donovan will get a breather. Fournier also in there. Fournier. It's a down low. Look at the footwork. And rolls it in. Fournier with 6.
That was beautifully executed, designed to get Fournier the ball on the block. And just when we were talking about no one on the floor, there's a true back to the basket player. In comes Fournier, showing her skills on the low post.
Fournier now showing her skills defensively. Shot clock again under 10. Richardson. Oh, an unnecessary foul. Kara Lawson happy about it.
There's the freshman down low. She gets position. She takes a dribble, sneaks underneath there, and that's the easy lay-in for her. Good footwork on the block, and that's just going to keep on getting better.
Wholesale changes here for Coach McGuire. Stromberg comes into the game. 32, Nice, the freshman from Round Hill, Virginia, comes into the game.
Nice, she was the Virginia High School League 4A Player of the Year. Won the state championship over like perennial powerhouse Hampton High, and she came in as a walk-on.
Fournier.
And then we talk about athleticism, the ability for a big to run the floor, finish at the rim. Signs of great things to come, Dean. And her ability to elevate. Size, athleticism, explosiveness, high basketball IQ. It's quite a package.
Yeah, look at her.
And ball screen defense.
Closing down Traylor Walker. And Fournier fouls her. It'll be an and one. Good drive to the basket from Traylor Walker.
There's Fournier getting the ball with the steal, running the floor, finishing at the rim. And here she is on defense trying to block the shot. She's doing a little bit of everything, but it's fireball right there. Able to finish it up, and she's on the free throw line. Oh, that was my mistake. That was Traylor Walker, the redshirt freshman, who's having a nice game today.
Yeah.
In her debut in a Radford uniform.
Fournier, wow, and an and one. Fired up, talking a little trash to Stromberg as well.
I like the emotion she plays with. Don't be fooled by the pink fingernail polish. Watch this move. 2 dribbles, a little fadeaway jumper in the post. She's done it on the block. She's done it from the perimeter. Now she's doing mid-range, and she gets a chance for 3 points. Finish up the play.
Fournier stuck on 10 in her debut. Leads all players with 10 on 5 of 9 shooting. Stays out there with 3 fouls.
He's catching the ball way down there. They call that the coffin corner because it gives you 4 defenders instead of 2. But Radford again able to get through that press. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Battle in the low block continues. Fournier is going to get called for a hand check.
That's 4 fouls.
And that's the part of the game as a freshman you continue to get better at. You understand how the game is called, how to play position defense. She will improve in that, but I think what an impressive showing so far for the freshman.
50-29. Almost a 5-second. They just get it in. Nice. Turns it over, and it's 2 turnovers for Nice.
Great defense by Jordan Wood. Saw that one coming.
Oh, Wood wanted to step into a 3. Mayer missed her. Donovan, good pass. Richardson buries it.
Richardson just finds that empty seam on the backside of the defense, steps right into it. And Donovan, we never talk about her passing ability, but she's just sees her teammates, distributes the ball. Donovan, another assist, 6 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists for the sophomore.
Jadyn Donovan, is she a guard, a forward, a center? She can do it all.
She is a Swiss Army knife is what she is. And we talked about the improvement from freshman to sophomore year. And here's another sophomore on the Duke team. And while she only has 6 points, she impacts the game in so many ways. 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. The beautiful tip-in. She's a highlight reel just waiting to happen. Contributes so much to this Duke team and can fill up a stat sheet. Another one of those super sophomores for the Blue Devils.
Donovan, Wood, Akanawa, DeJesus, and Richardson come out for Duke. Radford, who trail 52-27, back out there with Traylor Walker, 21. Troy Williams, number 4. Danridge, 5. Akanawa driving to the basket, and she'll go and shoot 2. Fouled by Traylor Walker.
I like that play out of the timeout for Akanawa. She's yet to score, and it's no big deal because another sophomore who impacts the game in so many ways, but I like to call to go to her, get her involved. Blue Devils 8 for 12 from the free throw line. Right now, still 2 for 11 from long range. Imagine if they were hitting a couple of those, Dean. Akanawa gets on the board.
2 for 11. Radford 3 for 11.
Gotta get that ball across.
Yeah, that's what I would do. If Akanawa and Donovan were coming at me, that's exactly what I would do. It would be in row number 5.
You want to look for that long opposite pass, too. You want to go sideline middle or sideline opposite, but that one just a little too strong. And the Duke defense a little too quick. They can cover a lot of ground.
Donovan, the pick for DeJesus. DeJesus is fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
So great to see Vanessa back out on the court, using that high screen, attacking the rim. As we said, the only player that's been with Coach Lawson for 4 years. Out last season with that injury, rehabbed, got her way back. She can play the point, she can play off guard. She just brings another element of talent and experience to the Blue Devil lineup.
Grad student from Valencia, California. Sierra Canyon High School.
I believe she's interested in medicine and going to medical school. All academic, ACC all academic in 2023. She's a great student.
Pressure from Akanawa.
Comes a trap from behind.
DeJesus and Donovan there. And a timeout. Timeout called by Mike McGuire. They had a pretty good second quarter, but this third quarter's been all Duke. 15-3. It's 55-27. Duke on top of Radford. Duke's press is relentless.
When you combine speed, quickness, length, athleticism, and energy, and you watch Kanawa on the front of the press, and then watch Jadyn Donovan track this down and get the next trap, and Kanawa is there to take away the next available pass, and the press leaves the farthest person from the ball open, but when you dribble down the sideline, you can't see them. You got to keep the ball off the sideline, keep it in the middle, and keep your head up, but Duke's pressure really doesn't allow you to do that.
So Kara Lawson looking on. Her team has 23 points off of turnovers. Could be 25. Kanawa makes it 25. And it's 57-27.
Cannot throw that ball anywhere in her vicinity. She's got such great anticipatory skills, and Radford's got to get it together here with these turnovers. They've got to take better care of the basketball. They've done a pretty decent job of it during this game, but they're getting a little bit tired right now.
Wood over to Donovan. Donovan, yes!
And what are you going to do about that? She can just stop and elevate. And another trap, and Radford really starting to struggle against the press. And who else but Alucia Kanawa tying up the ball. There she is, Kanawa, number 5, sophomore in the passing lane. Easy for her, and then her fellow sophomore, Jadyn Donovan, the jump stop and the elevation and the beautiful shot. The mid-range game is so beautiful. These sophomores have just coming to life.
She can hang up there a little bit. We've seen the tip-ins as well. Kanawa to the basket, and she is fouled. Fearless, courageous. Kanawa will head to the line.
It's all Duke right now. Kanawa and Donovan, they're so athletic and long, but I think what makes them so special is they both have incredibly high motors. They never stop on either end of the floor. The deflections they make, the vision they take away.
Kara Lawson is a former soccer player, by the way, a striker, and has spent a lot of time with the North Carolina Courage, who are once again in the playoffs. She's great friends with Sean Nahas, the head coach of the Courage. Another turnover for Radford. The Duke pressure relentless right now, but it was really interesting hearing Kara talk about how she likes having other friends that are coaches, and it doesn't have to be basketball, it can be any sport.
I think it's such a good thing for coaches to befriend and pay attention and watch practices of coaches. Now, sports are sports. Sure, you have the tactical piece of your sport, but motivating players, teaching teamwork, there's so many elements that are universal throughout sports.
Cable. And Cable is on the board, so everybody that has played for Duke has scored. Nice shot from Cable.
And the press continues, and it looked like Radford went to a little bit of a 2-3 zone there. And look where they're catching the ball. They're catching the ball going towards the baseline. You want to catch the ball going up the court, but you don't want to catch the ball that close to the baseline. Earlier in the game, they were doing a great job breaking the press. Duke has really turned up the pressure. But Radford's going to the free throw line here. Ashlyn Jackson with the hand check.
As they do, check this out. Richardson 11, Fournier 10, Thomas 9, Donovan 8, Wood 7, Kanawa 5, DeJesus 4, Jackson 4, Cable 2, Mayer 3.
10 different scorers, and I will say 2 pretty evenly distributed minutes. And is that a sign of things to come? Do they have a 10-player rotation? That's really hard to do as a coach, but when you have this much talent, keep the legs fresh, especially if you're going to press the whole game.
Fournier with the 4 fouls. Otherwise, she'd probably have more minutes. And I bring her up because maybe even more than Thomas, the closest thing to a post presence on a team that basically has 10 guard-like players.
Oh, and everyone knows she can dunk. And you know she's going to bring the roof down in Cameron the first time she does it.
Kanawa. Back over to Jackson. Jackson is fouled and will go to the line. She wanted the and one, slams the court.
Great job curling that fade screen on the weak side and attacking the rim. Ashlyn Jackson She's just got great size and versatility. Big guard. She can play 1 through 4. She's 6 feet tall. Texas native.
Hits the first. She's got 5 points.
She's only a junior.
That's the second. 64-28. 24-4 third quarter for the Duke Blue Devils. Not happy about Radford winning that second quarter, 15-14.
I'm sure that was the message at halftime. Coach Lawson telling her team that they need to play 40 minutes of defense. And they really came out and turned the heat up, and everything is difficult for Radford right now. Struggling to score, struggling to break the press. It's a nice basket attack there. Kate Carlson, she just continues to attack the defense.
Nine points for Carlson, giving us the great shots here today. Christopher Dubois, Chris Metzloff, Philip Robinson, Ivan Pacheco, Bobby Welch, Zach Pilsko. Zach Plisko, my apologies. (64-30).
Staying in the man-to-man. Curl cut. Iolucci barely comes out. Foul on the floor.
Cable was fouled.
So hard to guard Economo. She just explodes off a screen. You know, it's just this speed and quickness. You have to hook and trail, but then she can elevate.
So Cable go to the line and hit the first one. Cable only shot 7 free throws last year. It's 4 of 7.
Keep that ball in the middle of the floor. Getting through the press. Just dribble push.
Jackson, Cable. Good interchange, good communication.
You see how the Duke defense, they can just switch 1 through 4 most of the time, sometimes 1 through 5. Switching defenses are so hard to play against. Lucia Economo with the kick out, the extra pass to Ashlyn Jackson. Unable to throw it down. Great box out. Taylor Napper. She's a nice addition to this Highlander team. She's got a good sized body. She gets called for the foul on that one, a little bit too physical on the box out, and that will send Cable, your girl, back to the line.
I think Cable should be thanking the referee. I thought that box out was pretty good right there. I didn't see a foul.
She kind of moved a little bit and slid her feet, but I like how physical it was.
Cable 3 for 4 from the line.
How quickly Duke gets in their press.
So fun to watch. Turned over there.
That ball goes through the net, and they are right to their spots and right in it. Radford has not been able to get it in and go. Duke press has really been stifling. 14 steals on the day, 26 turnovers for Radford.
Cable dribbles into trouble.
Nice job by Jones and Napper to close that gap up top.
(31 points off of turnovers for Duke. Almost half of their 67 points have come off turnovers.
That's what they do. They create a lot of offense with their defense, and they're going to need to do a lot of that this season because the ACC is going to be tough. And there she is, Jordan Wood from the pinch post. The fake handoff puts it on the floor, and direct line drive to the rim. making it look easy.
Coach Taylor, she's 4 for 4.
And I like, you know, she controls the controllables, and she's smart. She takes good shots. She lets the game come to her. And we said a kid who played 5 minutes a game last season is now really starting to shine.
I'm watching her strength down low as well, as she was able to box out Napper and eliminate a bigger Napper. Wood is stronger.
That's his summer in the weight room. Makes all the difference in the world. You see here, she fakes the handoff and then just turns, a defender bites on it and just turns and goes right to the rim for the easy lay-in. As a defender, you have to stay behind that. Not let that happen. The defense bites on it and an easy bucket.
What a great look. Stronger and some new tricks as well. Great fake and drive from Wood. Wood defensively.
Kanawa doing a nice job there, not getting face cut, putting a body on the cutter, keeping cutter in front, and here she comes in transition.
Cable with the block. Jackson, back rim, and Wood trying to throw it up. No foul at all, as she wasn't over the back. A tremendous third quarter for the Duke Blue Devils, as they'll check and see if there's any time left.
I think we're going to see some free throws here.
Oh, wow, yeah, they caught a foul. Wood, the effort from Wood to earn that foul is phenomenal.
She's really brought it today. As you said, 4 for 4 from the floor. Made her free throw. She's got 9 points. And that's, you just see the pushback on that box out. You put a body on, you can put a butt in the gut, but once you start walking backwards, the official is going to call that right at the horn.
So now they're just checking to see how much time is going to be on there. I mean, how smart for her to know that time is running out. Watch this. Yeah, she was backed in, and
this kind of gets undercut a little bit, almost like a little bit of a wrap too by Brown. 0.5 left on the clock here. Now let's see if Jordyn Wood can remain perfect on the day.
Wood makes the first. The lead is now 40. It's a dominant third quarter for Duke.
Jordyn Wood keeps it going. Perfect from the floor, perfect from the free throw line.
And because of that, off the inbounds.
You know, Nakanoa, Donovan, and Thomas all got significant playing time their freshman year, and those minutes were invaluable to what they'll bring to the court this season. And Jordyn Wood, even though she didn't play a lot, you can see the tremendous improvement.
Fournier out there with the 4 fouls. And that's going to be 5 on Fournier, and that's going to be her day. So the debut for Fournier, no dunk, but 10 points on 5 of 9 shooting with 3 rebounds. But she will foul out of her first game as a Duke Blue Devil.
Well, Coach Tia Jackson talking to her, but she's going to go back and she's going to watch the film from this game. And she'll learn a lot from watching film, especially on the defensive end. Defense is one of the hardest things to learn for a freshman, in setting screens, setting legal screens. She'll clean it up and she'll get better and better. And you see Coach Jackson right now talking to her, and Fournier's like, what did I do?
Need to remind you about the 6'4" Ariana Robertson, 6'4" center from San Antonio, Texas, who will miss this season. Big time talent coming back next year, Debbie Taylor.
Yeah, injured over the summer. And, you know, looking at this Duke lineup, I don't know that you don't never want to see a player injured, but she'll get the year off. She'll get to rehab and she'll come in as a freshman and be added to this lineup. She's had some time to rehab. She'll get out into practices, work her way in, and get a little bit under her belt before she makes her debut as a true freshman next year. Nice denial defense there by Acox.
The lead is 41. Thomas will go back to the line. I want to thank our producer, Stepping in, Will Black with the assist to Chad Lampman. Tyler Simpson doing a great job on replay. Wesley Myers, Meredith Reeder, David Harding, Jamie Carr, who gets her own parking spot here at Duke, Anthony Henage and Matt McCullough. The rest of our crew, Debbie Taylor, Dean Linke, delighted to be with you here on the 3rd annual Education Day.
Well, we're talking about Coach Tia Jackson, and Coach Lawson has really put together one of, in my opinion, the best staffs in the country. And the head coach is so important, but the assistant coaches and the entire staff, it takes an entire team to be successful and to take care of young women and just make a program run. And you look at like Tia Jackson, who was a head coach at Washington and an assistant for so many years and coached in a Final Four at Iowa, and Karen Lang, who's over 25-year veteran as an assistant coach. Karen Middleton, another head coach, 30 years on the bench. And then the addition of Kyra Elsie this year, former player at Tennessee, head coach at University of Kentucky, assistant at Tennessee, Kentucky. What a squad of coaches.
Incredible. Always great to be alongside Debbie Taylor as Akanawa misses. Good rebound from Radford. And Carlson will push it out. Spin, Cable defensively, and a travel. Good defense from Cable. And you're right, I'm a big Cable fan. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, she came over on the help that time. Radford's going to stick it out in the man-to-man. Another double high screen, which usually goes into a high-low look. Again, Taylor Napper's doing a good job forcing the Duke post players off the block into a more difficult position. Akanawa comes out of nowhere, skies, and pulls the board.
Incredible.
And just look at her get up. And just a crazy offensive board. I mean, you put a body on her, but she can just still get up over the top. Her tremendous athleticism. She just finds a way to create points for herself.
It's the free throw. 6 points for Akanawa. 3 rebounds. 5 for 7 from the line.
Blue Devils have just applied this full court pressure all game long. That you've got to be in great shape to do that, but you also, when you have the depth they do, you can really go out there and give it everything you've got and not worry about getting tired, because you got someone coming right behind you and you don't miss a beat.
So well said, and there you see it again, the hands of Akanawa.
Ability to switch on the perimeter, and Akanawa get up in the passing lane. Good decision by T. Mare, who's been kind of quiet today, but you don't really need her. And we've seen her put up some big numbers over the years. Transferred in from Boston College 2 years ago. She's a junior. She averaged 10 points a game last season. She led the team with 123 assists last season. Great playmaker.
She does have the ability to get hot from 3. Today, not her day, but she'll have a few big scoring games as well.
And she's only taken 5 shots. She's the kind of player that scores when her team needs her to, and she just does whatever else they need along the way. Great dump pass by Akanawa to Jordan Wood. Tiana Mayer averaged over 30 minutes a game last season, was a team high. Just such a steady force out there. That is her first miss of the day, and I didn't even give her the broadcaster jinx.
Last year, 5 of 6 on the season. Hits the second one.
12 points to lead all scorers for the sophomore, who averaged less than 5 minutes a game last season. T. Mare with great ball pressure. Look at that. Look at that denial. I mean, you just can't even make an entry pass Radford's got to incorporate a few more backdoor cuts. You know, when you have that kind of pressure, you've got to get some high post entries, some handoffs, some ball screens, maybe some back cuts, because that entry pass is just becoming so difficult. When there's that much pressure on the ball and that much length on the wings, it's so difficult for a point guard to get the offense initiated. And there we go. A dribble entry is another good way to get it going, and almost with the finish.
Thomas with the rebound. Mayer, Cable, yes.
She's looking for that shot every time she catches it. She's got that quick release. She got her feet set.
And just like that, Cable's got 8.
I mean, the balanced scoring right now. 4 players in double figures for Duke. And T. Mayer, we talked about her ability to see the floor. It's a great assist, puts it right into Cable's hands where she wants it. Cable with the quick release knocks it down.
3 assists for Mayer.
I like it though, like the shot fake sidestep. This Radford team, I think, is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Big South this year. I like that they don't quit. They play hard. They play both sides of the ball. They execute with precision. I like their defense. I like how their team plays together. And this is a team with 9 new players. They've been really ready to, been able to put the pieces together quickly. Coach McGuire telling us how much he enjoys coaching them. Coach McGuire's family was here last night for shoot around, and he's got 3 young girls, and they were all out on the floor in camera and getting their shots up.
All right. Luann Battistone, who came in late from Belgium last year, into the game now.
Yeah, last year at the end of the season, and they were just trying to force feed her basketball language, play calls, concepts, picking up the defensive scheme. So now she's had a whole summer under her belt, and she is an amazing passer. That just uncanny vision you don't see very often, but she's going to be a nice backup point guard for the Blue Devils. Yet another option that can bring up the ball and run the offense.
Good ball handling coming from Traylor Walker. Wood with the steal. There's that passing from Battistone to Jesus. Oh, an extra pass. Thomas using the basket for protection and a finish. 51-point lead.
This is what you want to see Coach Lawson and her staff to start the season. I know she wasn't happy with that second quarter and really a dominating second half. Getting a lot of players minutes. Just forcing Radford into difficult shots.
Kanawa's hands, they are the fastest in the world. Kanawa trying to find Wood. Turnover there.
That's a good idea, just a little bit overthrown. Sometimes Kanawa gets going a little bit fast, but wow, she's just everywhere. 30 turnovers for Radford today. Credit the Duke defense. To only 9 by the Blue Devils. Keep those turnovers under 10. That's a nice day.
There's 30 turnovers leading to 36 points. Kanawa will sit down. This Cable right back in there with Wood, De Jesus, Thomas. Battistone, that's a shove.
Cable's going to get called there. And you can see it's like a brick wall, like Radford just sharing the ball, handoff, and trying to get into the paint. Cable right there with the foul, but we have got a 51-point game here in Cameron Indoor. Blue Devils are dominating.
The Kara Lawson non-con schedule, pretty tough, Debbie Taylor.
Got a lot of non-conference games on the road, and Coach Lawson, she likes that. She wants to build her team to be ready for the very competitive ACC. Maryland, Brenda Freese's team, always solid. Belmont, a really, really good mid-major team. Then out to Las Vegas to play K-State and the winner of Oklahoma DePaul, and then to the Colonial Center in Columbia to play #1 South Carolina. So a pretty intense non-conference schedule, and a lot of it on the road.
Maryland and Duke in almost any sport when Maryland was in the ACC. That was a pretty good rivalry.
You missed those days. It was such a great rivalry.
Wood. See the top 25, 6 from the ACC. Always strong in women's hoops.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch ACC games this year. Duke, again, ranked #11, so good. Notre Dame's got Olivia Miles back from injury. NC State reloads again. Just so much talent in the ACC, competitive every night.
Defense from DeJesus, not quite enough. Good finish at the basket for Radford, as that was Traylor Walker. Donovan a little short, but there to scoop up the loose ball, attacks the basket. DeJesus over to Cable. Extra pass. Battistone can't connect. Donovan, she'll scare you into a turnover.
Fireball just not able to hang on to that. You can see the fatigue starting to settle in for Radford. You know, it's not only physically fatiguing, but when you play against a press all game, it is mentally fatiguing, and you start to see the errors pile up, and Duke can put just so much pressure on you. Donovan's so dangerous in that pinch post area with her great vision. Battistone looking to knock down a 3. Going to get called for the foul right there. I think a little wrap there by Donovan on the rebound. Radford's going to get the ball back. Getting close to the 3-minute mark. Yeah, the Highlanders just look tired. Well, and they knew coming in here this was going to be an amazing experience. Playing in Cameron is something you'll talk about for your whole life. They knew what they were getting to play against a very, very tough Duke team. And Coach McGuire, too, he wants to give his teams the opportunity to play against the best talent, play in great arenas. He said they have 3 education games this year. They go home and they have their own against Hampton, and then they play in another one in somebody else's school. I said, you're a nice guy playing in all these education games.
I love these games. 11 a.m.
Well, it's just an amazing opportunity for young people to come in. I think young girls especially, to kind of see some role models out there on the court, working hard, what you can possibly accomplish. Switching continues on the perimeter. And when Duke switches, typically switches create mismatches, but not this lineup. Tall guards.
The rebound for Wood. DeJesus, Wood, Donovan, Battistone, Cable out there for the Blue Devils.
Jordan Wood listed as 6'4". That's where Donovan is dangerous, because she can just elevate. She got a little tip from behind there. Radford able to hold on that one.
Wood knocks it off for Donovan. It'll stay with Radford.
There are not many rebounds that Donovan or Akanawa don't get their hands on.
Yeah, so strong.
8 rebounds for Donovan. 5 rebounds for Akanawa. Donovan leads all rebounders. 8 rebounds, 8 points.
3-point shot ripped out of the air by Donovan.
It has not been a good long-range shooting day for either team, as we see the beautiful feed from DeJesus, because you know Donovan is coming in that trail. She inbounds the ball and she gets down and she finishes.
The rebound, the outlet, and then running the court, Donovan. Picture perfect.
Beautiful basketball. Here she comes with the rebound. Pushing it out, gives it, the give and go, gets it back. And she starts with that rebound from under the basket. She leads the break, and she finishes in the trail and gets it done.
Absolutely beautiful. Cable. Elusive rebound. Akanawa sets her feet for three.
We said the threes weren't falling. 4 for 20 for the Blue Devils tonight, and 3 for 17 for Radford. It has not been a great day from behind the arc for either team, but Akanawa able to knock one down.
6 players in double figures for Duke. 6. Another steal. Batty Stone. And she'll finish. She's got 3.
And every player that has seen the court for Duke tonight has scored.
So Duke's going to go one deeper and bring into the game Olivia Martin, number 53.
So at the half, the score was 40-26. It was a 16-point game. It's 40-24. Radford in this half has only scored 8 points, and that's really credit the dominating Duke defense and how it just wears you down. I mean, you can see the fatigue on Radford. This press for the entire 40 minutes will just wear you out. And I think the Duke defense just shifted into another gear in the third quarter.
Indeed. Outscoring Radford in the second half, 48-8. Is that good?
And getting it done with their defense. It's holding Radford to 22% shooting. Nice play out of the timeout there.
Good shot from Dandridge.
Nice job by coach to use that opportunity to call timeout and continue to teach. Those time score situations, they're invaluable as you use them throughout this season. You never know when you're going to need them.
Oh,
and a legal screen there by Wood. She's going to get called for the foul.
Martin was going to shoot it. It was going to be a nervous shot, but she was going to shoot it.
Under a minute to play. Let's see if Radford can put 2 more points on the board, maybe even 3.
Kanoa double figures, Wood double figures. Foul called against Olivia Martin. Donovan double figures, Thomas double figures, Richardson double figures, Fournier double figures before fouling out.
Yeah, Fournier double figures in limited minutes.
Yeah.
A lot to be learned by both teams from watching this game film. Such a great teacher.
I think my memo to Fournier about dunking in front of the school kids got intercepted.
You know it's coming at some point this season. And the Cameron Crazies are going to love it.
Approaching 30 seconds remaining, and Duke starts season 50 out in style here. Working the shot clock. Do they go for 90? Wood will have a chance to go for 90 at the line.
Wood and Battistone working that screen and roll and like that nice bounce pass into that tight space, and that's what Battistone does so well. And I gotta say, Jordan Wood, she has been impressive today. Second season in a Blue Devil uniform, 12 points. 4 for 6 from the floor, 4 for 7 from the free throw, 4 for 6 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds. It's a nice day, Dean.
Oh, yeah. And the eye test, right? I mean, just looks confident. The way she's battled with the posts, really impressive. Duke's still pressing up 50. The block from Wood. Wood with the outlet. Akanawa. She'll miss it, get the rebound. 89-36 is your final.